that afternoon we were going to swimming baths with school, and as usual me and Shannon paired up together straight away. When that was over, we got on the coach back together. Once we got off the coach, something didn't seem right, because her mum told her brother was picking her up that day after school, but he never showed up. Normally if she sends one of the kids to pick Shannon up from school, they'd be waiting outside the gates before we even got there, but there was no one there. That was literally the last time I saw her.
The first thing that goes through your head, if your daughter's missing, is who's got her?
Literally, from the moment she'd walked out of the school gates, there was not one positive sighting.
How can Shannon go missing on a estate like that when everybody knows each other?
Hundreds of police are involved in a desperate search tonight.
There were lots of people on the sex offenders register who not only had direct links to Shannon's family, but also lived in close proximity.
But is it true?
Police emergency. Hiya, I want to talk my daughter is missing, please. Right, how old is she?
9.
9?
Yeah.
When did you last see her?
She went to school this morning.
Have you been in touch with the school? Can they confirm whether
She went to school at normal time at 3:10.
Right. What did they call her?
Shannon Matthews.
Has she been missing before?
No, it's the first time.
I was doing my ironing, and one of my neighbours said to me, can we open community centre? She said, because one of Karen's kids gone missing. I left my kids at home, and we just stayed down at community house, put all the lights on, just in case she decided to come home at middle at night. The weather were horrendous. It were raining, it were freezing, the wind were just bitter. No 9-year-old wouldn't want to be out in it. Next morning, the police had checked all houses and everywhere that they could think of that she would go to. Nobody had heard aught from her. And by that time, everybody were worried.
Well, I got the call as I was driving to work, 7 o'clock one morning, from my DCI, asking me to gather my team together to go to Dewsbury Police Station. The Homicide and Measure Inquiry team have responsibility for kidnaps and abductions. Shannon had never been missing before. It was unusual, it was out of character, and nobody had seen hiding the hair of her, basically. So West Yorkshire Police made the decision to put as many resources as possible into the search for Shannon Matthews.
There are more than 250 police officers searching for Shannon Matthews in back gardens, in homes and in bins. The search for Shannon is now an urgent one.
I got a call to say a young girl hadn't returned home from school. I got in my car, raced against time, put a completely new address into my sat-nav and found myself on Dewsbury Moor. By the time I arrived, the police search was in full swing. It was so cold. The search is going on tonight. I can already feel the temperatures are dropping to round about freezing, but we've heard that the very latest information that Shannon had in fact told some of her friends she was planning to run away. Let's hope that she is found safe and well very, very soon.
It was the second night that she were missing that everything came together. Everybody just started coming forward saying, right, is there hope we can do, hope we can do? And we just came up with just, all we can do is go out looking.
Right, can you just come in so they can tell you where to search?
My mum was the one that led the search. The street were really busy because everybody were out, like, panicking. It was crazy, everybody were just out and kids were getting upset because nobody had seen her.
The first thing that goes through your head, if your daughter's missing, especially your daughter, I mean, the first thing you'd be thinking is, who's got her? And what are they doing to her?
One by one, the street filled with van after satellite dish after satellite. Suddenly you were becoming aware that this was a big story.
Good evening. Hundreds of police are involved in a desperate search tonight for a 9-year-old girl who is missing from home in West Yorkshire. Shannon Matthews hasn't been seen since leaving school yesterday.
All day today, Shannon Matthews' mother has been waiting inside the family home here, waiting in vain for her 9-year-old daughter to come home. She's been inside the house all day.
Shannon, if you're out there, please, darling, come home. We love you so much. Me and your dad, your brothers, your sisters, everybody loves you. Your dad's missing you so much, Shannon. He's even out looking for you. Please come home, Shannon. If you're out there, come home. If anybody's got my daughter, my beautiful Prince's daughter, please bring her home safe.
On that media appeal, Karen looked rough. It looked like she cried buckets. The bags under her eyes, everything. Everybody felt for her.
I was sat at home, just watching it on telly. I started crying because nobody knew what had happened.
It got to the point where I thought, they're not going to find her, she's not going to come home. She's dead.
With me working at the Knowles Hill School, which was the main infant school on Moorside Estate, we used to read with the children in the class. And Shannon Matthews is one of the children that I used to read with. Shannon was a very quiet young girl. She always had a smile for me. She always seemed happy.
My name's Megan Aldridge and I was Shannon's best friend. From day one at school, like, we just got along, we clicked, like, we were like pretty much the same person, if you get what I mean. We just used to mess about at school all the time, like, as soon as we see each other, that's it, we'd run up to each other and pretty much jump on each other. We just got along with each other more than we did with anybody else in school. Because me and her used to get bullied all the time. It was horrible. We were getting bullied for the same reasons. The way we used to dress and how we'd have his hair for school and stuff like that.
Shannon was not the kind of child that went roaming. She'd go to school and straight home. She didn't roam around the estate like some of the children. So it was a mystery how somebody managed to kidnap Shannon, really.
More than 200 police officers, as well as her family, friends and neighbours, are involved in the search to find Shannon.
I'm Paul Kettlewell. I was a detective constable on the homicide and major inquiry team. I have a daughter myself. I couldn't imagine losing a child in such circumstances. Can't even begin to comprehend what that must feel like. I attended the first briefing. It was as big a briefing personnel-wise as I've attended in my police career.
Every time we looked out that window, there were police. They had dogs. They had the sticks to search in the long bushes. The helicopter were out. They were even stopping cars to see if they'd seen Shannon.
We'd no idea what had happened to Shannon, and so we had to cover every avenue and every possibility. When a child goes missing, or indeed with any police investigation, the first golden rule is you've got to clear the ground from underneath your feet. You've got to know what's gone on. You need to understand your victimology. And in that respect, you're going to get all those answers from the family and the nearest and dearest. So I met Karen Matthews at Dewsbury Police Station. I explained to Karen what we needed and what we wanted. We had spent nearly 6 hours with Karen, getting all the background information in relation to Shannon and what she usually did with the time, and who her friends were. And certainly, Karen Matthews did paint a rosy picture of the family life.
I went with other officers, including the family liaison officers, to search Shannon's bedroom and obtain any items that may be of relevance. And as we entered the property, Karen never even looked up or engaged or acknowledged our entry. We just went about our business almost as though she weren't there.
We got our school books and we got a composite set of Shannon's fingerprints so that we had a reference point so that when we were searching anywhere we could send in fingerprint experts to examine premises to see if she'd been in there. We introduced forensic scientists to those houses as well to search for traces of blood or body fluids. There were 22 specially trained cadaver dogs within the UK, and we deployed 18 of those.
They searched everybody's house. There were 5 officers and a dog that turned up to mine. They searched my kitchen, every room in my house. They put the dog up in the loft. Obviously didn't find anything, but They didn't leave any graves, like they looked everywhere.
I remember the police coming to me and asking if I'd go out in the van to help look for her. We were on like the greenway and stuff where all foxholes and stuff like that are. I thought she might be down there, and that made me think they're not gonna find her, she's not gonna come home.
Literally, from the moment she'd walked out of those school gates, there was not one positive sighting.
No sign, no sightings, no discovery of any belongings. It was almost as though she'd walked out of those school gates and disappeared off the face of the earth.
I was just so confused about how she'd gone missing. She wasn't seen going into a car, there were no strangers or anything like that, so it's confusing. So I was just thinking, how can she have gone missing?
The search goes on for Shannon Matthews, still missing after 4 days. Family, friends and neighbours of the 9-year-old have scoured the Dewsbury area, while day and night a team of 250 police officers are doing the same.
West Yorkshire Police have released new CCTV footage showing 9-year-old Shannon Matthews just before she disappeared.
This was the day that she went missing. She'd been to the weekly school swimming lesson at the local baths. I remember at the time thinking, this will really help.
The last afternoon I saw her, something didn't seem right. Because someone told her brother was picking her up that day after school, but he never showed up. Normally if like she sends one of the kids to pick Shannon up from school, they'd be waiting outside the gates before we even got there. But there was no one there. The last time I seen her, she was walking down the road from school, even though she should have been walking up the road. I thought it were a bit weird, especially when she wouldn't walk home on her own. She never walked home on her own.
She was walking downwards, not up.
A different way home, you mean?
Yeah.
What's it been like without Shannon being here?
I'm really, really sad. And if you know where she is, just call and tell us where she is.
Okay.
Good evening. On Look North, West Yorkshire Police now fear that 9-year-old Shannon Matthews was snatched from the streets of Dewsbury.
I was 18 years old when I became a journalist. My very first story was the Yorkshire Ripper. The Yorkshire Ripper was the biggest manhunt West Yorkshire has ever had. And although the time was so different, although it was a build of 5 years during the Ripper investigation that grew and grew, the same level of anxiety, the same level of anger, who could have done this, was very palpable.
What police say quite categorically, that due to the number of resources they've had on the streets day and night, that if the little girl was hiding, they would have found her.
We were alive to the possibility that she could well have been abducted and was not going to turn up alive again. It was a surprise to everybody in the investigation team, the actual number of people who were on the sex offenders register within that locality.
It's like dropping a pebble into a pond, isn't it? And the ripples tend to go out forever. There were so many. The task ahead of us was not insurmountable, but it was going to be a serious undertaking.
Nick and myself would trace, interview and eliminate, or in fact raise the profile of people of interest, people who are on the sex offenders register.
Each had to be seen and alibied.
The names just kept coming at us and the work just kept piling up.
We knew on the estate that the coppers were checking out pedos' houses. Because they searched their houses first, they made it so obvious where pedos live. I was more amazed at how many were actually living near the schools. We've got 2 schools. We had infant school and junior school, and the amount of pedos on that footpath to both schools was unbelievable.
It wasn't just the registered sex offenders within the district. There was the fact that sex offenders were visiting the district. We know on the day that Shannon was reported missing, 2 bail hostels in the area had been holding counselling sessions, and there were actual sex offenders coming from outside the district into Dewsbury.
That data points to the fact that in 76% of cases where a child has been abducted for sexual purposes, they'll be found dead within 6 hours. Within 12 hours, you can guarantee that 96% will be dead. And within 3 days, 100%.
There were lots of people on the sex offenders register who not only had direct links to Shannon's family, but also lived in close proximity to Shannon, a large amount.
tasks is to obtain a full and detailed family tree. Unfortunately, in Shannon's case, it wasn't a family tree so much as a family forest. The branches of that family tree continued almost forever.
Karen Matthews is from a very big extended family. She was one of 7 children. She herself had 7 children to 5 different fathers. And so it was quite a complicated picture.
Identifying all the people within that family circle to identify and go and speak to was a task in itself.
We looked at close family friends and members and relatives of Shannon Matthews that needed to be interviewed and eliminated. Some of those were family members, not all of them. And some of those were sex offenders, but not all of them.
Shannon's real dad was a fella called Leon Rose. He was in his late 20s, early 30s, from a working class background in Yorkshire. He lived in a community a few miles down the road, a semi-rural town. He never wanted to chat too much, never gave that many interviews.
For the sake of the tape machines, just your name, please.
Yeah, it's Leon Rose.
Okay.
I've been looking out every day, basically. Out driving about, handing out leaflets, just asking about if anyone's seen out. You know what I mean? Any littlest detail could mean a great thing, a great big deal.
Shannon's father, Leon Rose, was interviewed. He did have access to Shannon and he'd seen her quite a lot. But I know that those visits had died off, because I think there was issues still between him and Karen.
Do you have a theory, an idea of what's happened?
At the moment, I've no idea. All I know is she went to go home from school, but she didn't go. That's basically all I know. In that sense, I don't know where she's gone, what she was thinking. You know what I mean? I don't know, no.
She had written on her wall, apparently, that she was talking about wanting to live with you or to come back and...
Yeah, that's what I'd heard, yeah.
If that's what she's done, but she's run away, she's scared or whatever, I mean, is there a message there?
Well, basically, it's like she's watching this, like, you know, go home and we'll sort something out, you know what I mean? I would like to see her again.
And the longer this goes on, the more worried everybody must be that she's done harm in some way.
It's been 2 weeks now and tomorrow. You know what I mean? She's 9-year-old and she's out, well, she's still out there, 9-year-old, you know what I mean? It's going to be hard for any 9-year-old.
There was a note scribbled on Shannon's bedroom wall saying that she wanted to live with her dad. That gave us some concern. It almost pointed to the fact that there were issues within the family, which was at odds with what Karen was telling us about things being perfect.
Craig Meehan was high on the suspects list early on because of his involvement with the family.
Craig Meehan was 22 years old. He was interested in computers. He was interested in football. Altogether, he came across as quite an awkward figure.
Are you still hopeful?
Yeah.
He worked as a fishmonger in a local supermarket and didn't seem the brightest. When we first saw them together, they cut a pretty unlikely looking couple.
And what about what the community is doing here?
Really brilliant. They're non-stopping every day, out searching leaflets and everything like that.
Craig Meehan just seemed weird. There was just something about him. He positioned himself in front without saying anything. You would ask him to do an interview and he'd go no, but yet he was there, wearing the t-shirt. I just thought, do you know, have you got something to do with it?
Karen's mother and father gave an interview with one of the weekend tabloids, accusing Craig of sometimes being violent towards their daughter.
Let me ask you directly, have you ever hurt a child? Would you ever consider hurting Shannon?
No.
Were you ever cruel to her?
No. There's even a lot of people that could back that up. There's a lot of my friends and family around here. So they even trust me with their kids. I look after my babysit, we play, don't we? Same with I would never hurt anyone, basically.
Night that we did the walk, Karen wasn't going to come down. She just said she just didn't want to. She didn't give a reason. I just told her to come down. At the end of the day, the community were there for her and her daughter. And I think it'd be nice if you showed your face so you can see what support is actually out there for you. Once you were talked into coming down, everything were all right. I mean, obviously, the press were all on her as soon as they clocked her. But we hid her in the middle of everybody so the press couldn't get to her.
She was certainly being protected well by friends who really cared about her, who were saying, you know, she'll come out, but she's going to lead the march, but she didn't want to do any interviews.
The time, 27 minutes to 8. The search for 9-year-old Shannon Matthews is now one of the biggest of its kind ever undertaken by West Yorkshire Police. Well, yesterday I talked to both Shannon's mum and Craig Meehan. There's been a lot of coverage of not least your family, your parents and your brother, talking about how Shannon had a difficult, and your other children had a difficult relationship with Craig.
No. That's untrue.
I'm quoting your parents. We've never seen him, Craig, beat Shannon with our own eyes, but the kids have said it's happened. They've suggested that Craig was hitting Shannon.
No, look, he hasn't. Never, ever. touched her, never.
It was a tough interview from Radio 4, and by that point, Karen and Craig had been involved in a few national media interviews.
Craig, Karen's parents say that they've been trying to persuade Karen to leave you because they say that ever since you've been around the last 4 years that the children have been unhappy. They say there've been a whole series of family bust-ups. And people are going to wonder if there's a very deliberate reason why they are coming out and saying this so deliberately 3 weeks after Shannon disappeared.
Well, basically that's all lies.
So when people said that you had a difficult relationship with Shannon, how was it? Did you ever lay a finger on her?
Nope. Haven't done, never will.
When I heard that interview, I thought this is all getting a bit suspicious. Something's not right, is it? I just think something's going on in those four walls. It's not right.
When I went to work on the Moorside estate, I introduced myself to Karen. But she didn't speak to me because she classed me as a grasser. And a lot of people don't like grassers. I knew I'd have to keep a close eye on her because she did have a few problems, did Karen. She was very impressionable and very susceptible to people who started being nice to her because she thought they wanted to be her friends. My biggest concern about Karen's house was it was like the estate party house. There were loads of people in and out of her house all the time, and then there were kids in it. So yeah, it was one of the party houses on the estate. The biggest one. But that still went on. Nothing changed. If my child had gone missing, I wouldn't have people. Only people around the house would be the people who's helping me. I wouldn't have a lot of people in the house. I wouldn't be drinking and carrying on. And that's what made me realise there's something not right.
A really different Karen appeared. She'd had time to collect and compose herself. There were some black rings round her eyes, signs of tiredness, although the red rings from the crying had gone. She spoke very carefully, very deliberately.
Words probably can't sum up how difficult this has been. But it has been so long now. I mean, what is your daily routine at the moment when, you wake up first thing in the morning, if you do manage to sleep?
Well, it's hard to sleep, really. It's just, I don't feel the same without them not being there, really. It just feels empty. Well, I think there's somebody out there who knows Shannon, supposed to probably know me as well. And I just want her home safe, really.
Does it make, if it was somebody that knew her and somebody that might know you, does that in a terrible way make you suspicious of people that are close to you?
It makes me think now I can't trust people who's really close to me anymore. I just can't trust them.
Those words were weird. Those words seemed to point to somebody near her.
Who was she referring to? Was it a slip? Was she saying what she thought the police might want her to say? Or was she just saying the first thing that came into her head?
No, I can't trust people who's really close to me anymore. I just can't trust them.
It just seemed odd that she was making that statement. Suddenly, it felt as though something was beginning to unfold. It suggested that she may have been holding things back and that she did know more than she was letting on.
I says to my husband, I says, there's something not right about that. There's something funny about it.
I can't trust people who's really close to me anymore. I just can't trust them.
Craig led the way up the stairs. I remember different pairs of shoes lined up on the steps as we walked up the slightly threadbare carpet. Karen was with us, but only very briefly, and she said, "I can't be in here," and very quickly left. We got to the door of the room that Shannon shared with one of her siblings, and I'll never forget, on the door of the room, scrawled on there in clearly a child's hand, it said Shannon, and name of sibling room, keep out. We go inside. The interview went on with Craig in the bedroom. But then, for whatever reason, Karen returned. And she came in so quietly, I didn't notice that she was there at first. And it wasn't until I asked her about the relationship between herself and Craig at that time that there was the first show of emotion from either of them. Karen said to Craig, "He's my rock." And it was Craig that filled up with tears. And Karen said, "Don't you start now, Craig." Craig just about held it together, and the two of them hugged. What struck me afterwards was that it was Craig who had been the one that was going to show the tears, and not Karen.
We had a meeting and we just said, right, what else can we do? So that's when we brought out the posters. We're a company that donated a photocopier. We went to Leeds United, handed out leaflets there. Huddersfield Town, Leeds Town Centre. We just covered every area we could think of. We did it back to t-shirts. Everybody were putting their heart and soul into it.
It was inspirational. It was incredible. They never slept. This extraordinary community response to try and find this little girl.